Day Mystery. Aja was excited when she arrived at school. It was her turn to be the line leader. The bell rang for school to start. Aja proudly took her place at the front of the line. She walked beside her teacher, Mrs. McBride, into the school and up to their classroom door. "What on earth?" gasped Mrs. McBride as she entered the room. The students crowded into a green and glittery classroom. All four walls were covered with decorations for St. Patrick's Day. "Our room looks awesome," said Sammy. "Yay," cheered the kids. "Thank you, Mrs. McBride." Mrs. McBride smiled and shook her head. "Don't thank me. I didn't do this. I must have been the leprechaun," she said with a grin. "Really?" said Lucy. "Leprechauns came here." What are leprechauns?" asked Sammy. Now the whole classroom was abuzz with excitement. Everyone came to the story room. The truth about leprechauns. I just smiled, a little secret smile. Her older sister, Aisha, has Mrs. Bride as her teacher. 2 years ago, Ashley had taught Aja what to expect on St. Patrick's Day in Mrs. McBride's class. Leprechauns are magical, little leprechauns from the island country of Ireland across the Atlantic Ocean. They like to wear green and enjoy playing tricks on people for fun, said Mrs. McBride. Lucy held up her head. "My dad told me that leprechauns bury a pot of gold at the end of each rainbow," she said. "That's right," said Mrs. McBride. "And if you catch a leprechaun, you get 3 wishes." Anna raised her hand. "Do you believe in leprechauns?" she asked Miss Bride. "Of course I do," smiled Mrs. McBride. "Where do you think these decorations come from?" she asked with a wink. Aja turned to Sammy, who was sitting beside her. "Give me a break. It's not true," she whispered. "My sister told me that there are no such things as leprechaun." Mrs. McBride decorated the classroom every St. Patrick's Day. Sammy didn't have a chance to answer Aja. All the sudden, the fire bell started to clang. Mrs. McBride got serious. "Line up, everyone. That's the fire bell, and you all know what to do," she said. Aja's class made their way out and joined the rest of the students lined up by class on the playground. Miss McBride counted the students to make sure everyone was there. "Stay here quietly," she said, before you join up a group of teachers who were hunted around the slide. Aja and the class waited and waited. "What is taking so long?" they wondered. Finally, Miss McBride came to the class. "We can go back inside now. It seems to have been a false alarm," she said. As they walked back inside the building, Asia saw something strange in the hallway. Outside the classroom, she pulled Sammy's shirt tail until he stopped. "Why is the chair pushed up against the wall by the fire alarm?" she asked. "I bet that what the teachers look upset." Maybe the students pulled the alarm. Before Sammy could answer, they heard exciting shouts came from the classroom. Asia! Asia! Quick, come see! Look at your desk! Asia and Sammy rushed into the room. Wrapped around Asia's desk was rows and rows of glittery paper, shamrock. The top of her desk was covered with a gigantic green bowl. On the other desks were untouched, just as they had been before the fire alarm. Fire bell had rung. Aisha did not know what to say. She knew no one had been in the room while they were outside. Fire bell. Bright seemed suspicious for a moment as she started at Aja's desk. I wonder who, she started to say, but then stopped. Strange things seemed to be happen this St. Patrick's Day. Aja touched the beautiful bow on her desk. It couldn't have been you this time, Mrs. McBride. My sister must have been wrong, said Aja softly. Mrs. McBride smiled. Aja, it seemed that you have your very own special leprechaun, she said. Aja smiled too. Her smile spread from ear to ear. Maybe leprechauns were real after all.